Hello and welcome to Jamie's Football Chat. I thought I'd just get my thoughts across on Manchester United's end of season performances, and in the end we secured a top 4 finish into the Champions League for next season, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, finishing in 3rd place. And if someone would have said that to me back in January, February time when we were like 14 points behind Leicester City, I just wouldn't have believed you. So I think in the end, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the team and the players have just done a really, really good job. I know obviously we want to be challenging for league titles and everything, but at the moment, compared to what the squad we started the season with, I think it's a really, really good achievement to get 3rd place with this team. And it's very young. He's put a lot of faith in the young players. And if you see what's happened with Greenwood, it's been like his sort of first main season, and he's been absolutely brilliant. The goals he's been banging in. And some absolute screamers as well. And this year he's put his faith into Martial and Rashford as well, and they've scored over 20 each as well, which I think is absolutely incredible. And obviously people did say when he did get rid of Alexis Sanchez on loan and Romelu Lukaku on a permanent deal to Inter Milan, people were saying, what's he doing? But he got rid of those experienced players and then put the faith into younger players, and I think that's what Manchester United is all about. And that's what we've always sort of done. And I think at the moment we've got like a young, exciting team playing attacking football. And sort of since the restart, we've seen that over the last couple of games. We didn't sort of looked a bit leggy, but before that we were just playing really, really good football, attacking, and obviously we've still kept a lot of clean sheets as well over the last sort of 10, 14, 15 games. But yeah, I think Bruno Fernandes as well has been an inspiration. A bit sort of like a Cantona sort of signing from January, how he just sort of changed the whole club in terms of the belief of the players, and the goals he scored, the assists in important games. He's been great. And we've also got Pogba came back from injury, and Rashford as well. They had a massive impact on the end of season run. And then if you look back into that Leicester performance that we won 2-0, finally Jesse Lingard got his first goal of the season, which I thought was great. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes got that penalty away, and I just think the defensive performance, sort of 2 outstanding plays in that game. Lindelof, I thought, had his best game of the season, was really, really good. And Matic as well was good again. He's been really good all season as well, since sort of Solskjaer had him at the team near the start, and sort of he looks rejuvenated now with Fernandes and Pogba. But yeah, I think over the last few games we've missed Luke Shaw because he was really, really good in the unbeaten run. From left back defensively, and also going forward, so he was a miss, and he will be a miss for the Europa League run as well. But Brandon Williams came in and played well as well. But yeah, Adam Wan-Bissaka as well. I think he's obviously looked a bit tired, but he's been absolutely incredible this season, defending wise. No one can get past him. He's been really, really good. So I'm just really excited to see what happens in the Europa League, and now we've got this top 4 finished in 3rd place, which is a really good achievement. Like I say, earlier in the season, I just never would have thought that was going to happen with the start that we had and the inconsistency. I remember losing to Burnley in January at home. I just thought this is going to go pear-shaped here, but we managed to turn it round. And I think if we'd have had a bit of a stronger squad in terms of quality on the bench, and when Ollie was doing the rotation against, say, Norwich and Chelsea in the FA Cup, we could have maybe fought on all fronts a bit more in terms of we got 2 semi-finals, one in the League Cup, one in the FA Cup. We could have maybe got to some finals if our squad was a little bit stronger. So unfortunately it wasn't, but to get top place, finishing the Champions League for next season in terms of 3rd place, I think that's great. And the way I think that he's got more faith in the younger players, obviously Williams, I mentioned, just has played a lot this season as well. McTominay in that sort of run when Pogba was out was great. Fred, he was really good as well when Pogba was injured. Sort of totally changed his game because he was sort of in and out of the team last season and not playing as well. So he did really well. I think he's better because he was playing consistently all the time, rather than I think when he came in at the end of the season he wasn't as good. But yeah, Daniel James started off the season absolutely brilliantly, but yeah, I think he sort of ran out a bit of steam towards the end, but it's going to sometimes happen with these younger players. Maguire again had a really, really good season because he played every single minute, which is quite a mean feat. In terms of any player really to play every single minute and every single game in the Premier League, record matched by Gary Pallister. So Harry Maguire's done a really good job there, and he was probably playing sometimes in games when he was probably injured or sore legs or whatever, and he carried on playing, so fair play to him. And he was a very much a massive leader at the club since he took over the captain role, and long may that continue. And obviously, like I say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he got rid of some of the players that I think they couldn't do it anymore. People like Sanchez, Smalling, Young, Lukaku, they're just Darmian. These players then were great at the time, but they needed to be moved on, and he was doing that more than some of the managers in the past had just left them there. So I think he just put more faith into younger players. And I think now, because we've secured the Champions League for next season, and obviously we're linked now with Sancho, which I think would be brilliant, because it means Greenwood then can rotate, not play all the time, sometimes play in a 4-4-2, maybe Martial, and then Sancho can obviously play on the right. So I think if we do get Sancho, I think it'll be a brilliant signing. And then I think then for me, we need to get another central midfielder, whether that's a DM role or just a CM position. And then I think we need a left-sided centre-back, which can play with Maguire and obviously rotate them with Lindelof and Eric Bailly, because Tuanzebe had a sort of couple of games in the season that was playing really well. And I think he was actually getting over Lindelof as well, but in the end, just injuries was too much, and he's had too many injuries I think towards the end of the season, and hopefully he'll be back fully fit next season, and will be a big addition, because again, he's young, and Ollie put faith in him as well. He was playing with Maguire, playing really well, so I think next season will be a big season for him. De Gea, I know he had his sort of errors towards the end of the season, but for 4 or 5 seasons he was probably maybe the best in the world, and obviously he got player of the season at Manchester United as well, about 4 or 5 years as well. But I know he made some clangers towards the end, but I think as well in some of the games, I remember like in Crystal Palace game away that we won, he made some absolute world-class saves. And even against the Chelsea game, he still made some great saves in it, but two big errors. So maybe his confidence, is low. But I'm just hoping that he can come back stronger next season. But I would like to see the introduction of Dean Henderson, who's been phenomenal at Sheffield United, keeping a load of clean sheets. Same amount as De Gea, I may add, though, in the Premier League. So they've both got the same. But Henderson's look great. He's young. I think he'll be a future England #1. So I'd really like to see Henderson challenging De Gea next season. May see the end of Romero, but he's been an absolute brilliant servant for the club, but he may be moved on in the summer. But yeah, I'm just really excited now to get back in the Champions League, but we need to build a team to be able to play in these high intensity games, because sometimes in the Europa League you can sort of play on a Thursday and Sunday, which obviously isn't great, but you can rotate and sometimes put the younger players in, rest players, and then they're fresher then for Sunday. But I think in the end some of our players were a bit leggy in the end, and we had to always tend to play the first 11, because some of the squad players that we had coming off the bench were just not good enough. So I think at least 3 or 4 players in the summer, with putting more faith again into the younger players, and get rid of some of the players that aren't good enough, will be a big start for Ollie. So we're really confident he can do that, and I think that he's it's a massive achievement from what he's done in the tournament. Everyone sort of writ him off, and he's managed to get us into the Champions League for next season, which obviously helps us attract these top players like Sancho, and also as well it helps us keep players. So hopefully now we might keep Paul Pogba, who I thought was brilliant in the running as well. And I think that obviously now that helps with our deals with Adidas as well, so that's really important to keep that money coming in. It means we can spend a bit in the summer as well. So in the end, I think it's a really good achievement that we managed to get into the top 4. Same obviously with so many points behind Manchester City and Liverpool, but hopefully next season we can close that gap. I know teams like Chelsea and probably Arsenal and Tottenham will be stronger next season. But I think now, because we got 3rd place, obviously get the money in for this position that we finished, and hopefully then now we can improve by getting Sancho. And obviously before, in the past, we used to have a load of attacking players that we just rotate. In terms of like before, we did it with Berbatov and Tevez and Rooney, Ronaldo. They'd all rotate and play in their games, and with the amount of games you have to play in high intensity, you've got to keep playing these top players, so you can't just rely on the first 11, because that means then we won't be good enough in terms of playing some of these players that aren't good enough. We'll be in the same boat as we are now, because then you're playing these some of the games like the FA Cup and whatever, you rotate and we haven't got a good enough bench, then that means then we won't be able to fight on all the fronts. So yeah, I'm hopefully confident we'll get some more quality squad players in. Obviously Agarlo's going to be there till January, and he's been hasn't played much since the restart, but before that he was playing and got a few important goals. I think he'll be important in the Europa League run. and he looks great. And he can come off the bench, he can hold the ball up and that. So I think it'll be good to see him playing. And yeah, so I'm really confident in the next season. Looking forward to it. And it's really good that now we're back in the Champions League. And yeah, so let's all look forward to next season, and remember some of the big performances some of the people have played this season as well. Don't forget those. And hope everyone has a good rest of the week. And I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.